Landon applied for a job.
Video's over. No, we're just in the kitchen on a beautiful Sunday and thought, you know what, we need to give a little bit of a life update here. We've got a couple of things moving in our lives and we wanted to keep you guys informed of what's going on.
Yeah, fun stuff. I'm just doing stuff in here. You
Okay.
chit chat. I'm getting dinner ready. We are doing tostadas for dinner. So I've got to make some rice and the tostada shells.
I already made some tres leches with porter because the kids like request that every day. Anyway, so as far as life goes, yes, got a little beard going on. As many of you may know, I am doing what's called a postdoctoral fellowship. And so within a postdoctoral fellowship, it's essentially...
I'm really sorry.
A postdoctoral fellowship is simply just training grounds. It's an opportunity for me to get more experience in research specifically, especially with bigger grants and clinical trials. And so for the past year and a half-ish, that's what I've been doing. I've been getting more experience running big trials. Yeah, almost 2 years. As we're doing this, we know this is a temporary step for us. We know this is just training grounds. So as we've been doing this, I've been keeping my eye on the job market, looking for full-time faculty positions that involve research and teaching, mixes, and until recently, we've had a couple of opportunities kind of come and go, but we were just made aware of an opportunity just a couple weeks ago.
Well, real quick. When we got into this, we were like, okay, this is going to be a 2-year program. But then as we got into it and you got your grant accepted, we're like, oh, this is actually going to be more like 3 years. And we're like, okay, that's all right. We like it here. And so we thought we had to be here for the full 3 years until you talk to your mentor.
So yeah, I have a grant currently that funds my research and my salary. And that grant goes until June of 2026. So I had committed to being here until June of 2026. This opportunity came up and I asked if there was some flexibility in the start date because the start date would be this coming August, which is almost a year before my grant is ending. So in talking to my mentors and my team here, I thought, well, I can't even apply for this position because it's too early. I couldn't get off my grant. And my team here has been really awesome, especially my main mentor. And he said, honestly, like, if this is an opportunity that excites you, it gives you the opportunity to study what you want, to be in a location that you want, then I wouldn't see why you would not apply for it. And I would end a little early, but essentially I'd still have a lot of data to publish and to continue to grow my career off of. This opportunity is really cool because it is in a location that we are excited about. It's in a city that we would love to live in. It's at a school that is really good, that mixes, as I've talked to Julie and my mentors here, the type of work I'd like to do is a lot of research, but I also have a passion for teaching. I don't want to completely get rid of my teaching either. And so professorship at a university that honors both of those would be really cool. So the position that I applied for is actually another fellowship, which might sound kind of backwards. You're like, Landon, you just, like, aren't you sick of doing a fellowship? Fellows don't get paid very much, by the way. Like, it's not a fun thing to be in a fellowship, but you learn a lot, and it's valuable for that reason and for growing your career. This position is very unique in a couple ways. One, it is a fellowship, but it's unique in that it's a guaranteed rollover into a faculty position after your 2 years of fellowship are done. It's also a little bit higher of a paying fellowship, and it's a fellowship that requires me to collaborate between 2 different departments in this college. It's kind of a cool opportunity in the sense that I'm kind of expanding my bounds. I'm keeping a lot of what I've learned in this fellowship and in my past training, but I'm also expanding into a new population and a new side of science that would kind of bring a couple of pieces together. So it's really unique in a couple ways. It's really got me excited for this opportunity. And so we decided to throw our hat in for it. We decided to apply. The application was fairly simple. I have the support of my mentors from my PhD program at BYU and the mentors that I have here at the University of Kansas Medical Center. And so with their support and with a little bit of effort, we put in an application and we'll see what happens. We haven't heard anything from them from the last 3 weeks, except for the funding that is providing this fellowship and in the transition into faculty is funded through an organization that requires that I be a U.S. citizen. So the only thing we've heard is, hey, we had to verify, are you a U.S. citizen? I said, yep. And then we hope to hear from them further from that.
The thing that is exciting is for our whole marriage, like 16 years, and with all of our moves, I'm like, okay, where are we going to end up long term, like put our roots down and be there forever? And if this works out, if this goes through, this could potentially be our very last move and where we're going to put our roots in and settle in. And that's what is making me excited, is like, okay, this next step is really serious. This is where we're gonna end up and raise our family like for the rest, you know? So, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. That's okay. I know opportunities will come up, but it has gotten us excited.
That's the nice thing about this, is I know I can stay here for up to another year, right? I have my funding here until June of 2026. So we're not in a huge rush. If this opportunity is even offered to us, we'd still have to think about it, consider it, pray about it, make sure it's the right move for our family, and then go forward if it's the right thing. If it's not offered to us, great. I got practice interviewing, I got practice applying, and so either way, I think it will be a good thing. The other opportunity that presents itself is every time I reach out to professors at BYU, they say, well, you know, we'd love to have you back, we'd love to have you back. I'm like, great, open a position, let's do it. Are we ready to bring me back? Well, we're waiting for so-and-so to retire, or we're waiting for this.
There's 2 old men who need to retire.
That's the story of academia. There's actually a joke that says, academics and science moves forward 1 death at a time. And it's kind of a dark joke, but it's like sometimes you need the old people to just kind of move along.
Okay, yeah, retire.
Retire. Not die, yes, but retire. Die professionally. And so...
But we can't like hold off for that.
Right, so that's kind of our conundrum, is that are we waiting for BYU to open this position that may or may not open anytime soon and may or may not be accepted for that job? We can't put all of our eggs in that basket, obviously. So we're just kind of holding off with that, and if something opens there and we're in the right position for it, absolutely, we'll take it. We'll apply for it. Because ultimately we would love to get back to Utah, or at least a little further west. Julie's kind of said, well, I'll stay here in Kansas, or we'll move a little further west to be closer to home, but she's not super keen on moving further east.
That's just a little too far for me.
Makes it a little harder to get home.
I like want to tell you where this location is, but I also don't want to say anything until we know for sure. Yeah,
I think that's good. We'll keep you informed as that moves forward. Regardless of whether this opportunity pans out, or BYU, or somewhere else, we know it's actually not an opportunity to stay here. It's not an option to stay with the University of Kansas Medical Center, at least in my division. I've had discussions with my division boss, and he essentially said, like, we just don't have a position for you. We'd love to if it worked out, but it's not looking like that's a possibility. So, good. We got the line drawn in the sand. We know what our options are, and so we know how to move forward. And so, again, my team here has been super supportive in trying to help me find other opportunities.
Nope. You come on out.
Out.
No dogs in my kitchen.
So this would be the first time we've had to move with a dog. Despite all of our moves, we have never moved with a puppy, huh?
Oh my goodness.
5 kids and a pup. How much crap can we put into a moving truck?
My mind is all over the place because I'm like, okay, should I be doing spring cleaning right now? You know, going through cupboards and drawers and donating stuff, or are we going to be packing up a house and moving? And so right now I'm doing nothing. I'm just like nothing, not touching anything in the house. Thinking in my mind, I'm gonna have to like pack everything up here soon, but I don't know yet. So
what are the things you'd get rid of right away before we moved if we had to move?
We talked about that a little bit. What are some things? Like the dresser in the girls' room, the couch downstairs. I don't want to move that with us. We've gotten its use out of it.
The sad part is
I would sell the trampoline and maybe get a new one because it's starting to fall apart.
Maybe the frame or the mat.
Like the mat is starting to fall apart, so I'd just start with a whole new trampoline.
I think the hardest part is going to be getting rid of the crib. We've had cribs for 13 years and I don't think we need it anymore, right? So like,
she's in a toddler bed right now. It like transforms, and so I think I would just sell the whole thing and then get her like a big girl bed when we move. Yeah, that would be really sad for me to do. So
ultimately, we've got a bunch of decisions to make. Others are making those decisions behind the scenes now for us. But we'll definitely want to keep you posted as things roll forward. Make sure we keep you guys in the loop. But know that our decisions will not be made lightly, but we wanted to keep you informed as we went along so that you guys wouldn't be surprised by any big announcement that came along.
Maybe, I don't know. We've talked a lot about to the kids about this as well, and I think because of the location, I think they're excited. They're resilient. They're good to go with the flow.
Yeah, they're tough. Well, and they've been part of that decision making too, right? There's a ton of things to consider when you're moving your family across the country or anywhere.
I was thinking about this because I grew up in like the same area, didn't ever move schools, and there's lots of kids that grow up like that, and I'm like, oh, do I like miss that for my kids because they haven't just grown up in one school area, they've kind of moved around. I think there's pros and cons to both, and so it's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just different, and it's different from what I grew up with, and I don't know, like I miss that for them, but it's also, they have a lot of experiences, so.
Yeah, and I think it depends on your family and the type of kids you have too. Like, they've met friends out here from different ethnic groups and religious groups and different, I mean, all sorts of backgrounds.
They're more diversified than I was at that age.
Absolutely, and so our kids are gaining tons of incredible experience, and I wouldn't trade that. I think it's great opportunities for them to continue to grow and stretch and find new things in life. And unfortunately, that means I have to grow and stretch and learn new things in life too. I mean, that's what
you're a big boy. One day you're gonna get a big boy job.
Yeah, and hopefully we keep our heads on straight through it all.
I think we've done a good job. I mean, you guys have been with us for how many moves? We were in Missouri, we moved to like a duplex in Provo, and then moved to a house in Orem, and then moved here to this. So
this would be move number 5 that you guys are joining us with.
Be fun. We should have filmed a video right here. Look at the natural light. Our ring light broke. My computer is on the very edge of like dying, and I'm so sad. I've had it for like 8 years and it's almost dying, and my ring light died, and so
everything's dying.
Anyway, the sunlight is just beautiful right here.
Yeah, we should have filmed right here the whole time.
Just wanted to show you our tostadas that we made for dinner. I just cooked the tortilla shells up in the oven. Don't mind the ones that I overcooked, but then we do refried beans, some cheese. This is like a cabbage carrot slaw with a little bit of honey, apple cider vinegar, lime juice, and jalapenos chopped up. I love feta cheese on all things Mexican food, with my pickled red onions and my Spanish rice.